offense here late in this first half. And they may be content to take this 7-0 lead into the locker room. We'll see.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. To throw, Young. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. A really good pickup. And playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone.
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime.
They'll come up now on 2nd and a yard.
Now Young.
Over the middle, he's got Chenault. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
Working with the lead, trying to get to 2-0. Here's 1st and 10.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he's got it. Touchdown, Panthers.
Like, red heart, share, and subscribe.
A 15-yard touchdown grab.
And the Panthers will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. So this offensive unit, yeah, they were solid in the opening week victory, and now they are looking just as sharp here in week 2.
And that's exactly what you want, too, because you want to get better each and every week and really ramp up as the season goes on. I know it's still early in the season and a lot can happen, but this offense, they look like they're going to be fun to watch each and every time out.
Piñeiro's extra point up and good.
And that'll make the score 14-0. A drive there of just 4 plays. And the end result, a Panthers touchdown.
This fielded right at the goal line.
Oh, a good-looking return set up here.
And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. And the Giants with one final possession here in this first half. And with decent starting field position, there may be only a couple completions away from field goal range.
He'll find his tight end. That's Waller. The Giants going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. Throwing again on 2nd down. Jones.
Delivering another one here to Darren Waller. He's got it again.
And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
Jones throwing on 1st down. Trying to get it to Robinson, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by J.C. Horn. And the Panthers are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield. Well, Charles, so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. So we come upon halftime with our score 14-0. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit, but first it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. We'll get started over at the Caesar Superdome in New Orleans. And this is a 4-point game as they've gone to the locker rooms for halftime. Chris Godwin, 2 touchdown catches in that first half alone. From there, let's head up to Baltimore to check in on the Ravens at home at M&T Bank Stadium. And right now they have the lead over the visiting Dolphins. 2 touchdown passes there for Lamar Jackson. Finally, we head to the shores of Lake Erie. See what's going on with the Cleveland Browns. And they have the lead over the visiting New York Jets. The Browns trying to gut this one out, as it would be a good victory for them if they could get it. Now time for a check of the next-gen stats in the first half for Carolina. And their offense has been in top form so far, especially their passing game, as it's helped push them out to this big halftime lead. Meanwhile, for the Giants, they too didn't throw the ball as well as they would have liked. And I think both teams would say there's room for improvement in the second half.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Panthers out in front, and they will get the football first. Second half action underway, and he won't quite make it to the 25. So here are the Panthers set to take over. They played the Browns last week, got the victory in that game, and so far so good as they've got the lead here. Second half will start with a run by Sanders. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. He lost 6 there on the first down play.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it's just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But it looks like they're ready to go.
So a nightmare start to the drive as they're already staring at second and long. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a third and long.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now third and long. Here's Young. Trying to lay one up deep. And that is incomplete.
Good clean play. No flags coming out of the pocket of the officials. Turns into an incompletion, and that should get them off the field with a 3-and-out.
Here's Johnny Hacker now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. The quick feet by Jackson. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And it'll be Giant football, 1st and 10. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
On 2nd and 9, Jones. And that's going to be incomplete. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Back to throw. Jones. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. And here's Gillen on now to punt as he gets this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. Just 34 yards on the punt there, no return. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. It'll be Sanders to begin the drive. And he'll take it forward for about 5 up to the 28-yard line. From the 28, it's 2nd and 5. Now Young. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a 1st down. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
This offense really looking polished these first couple of weeks. Here's 1st and 10. Sanders here as they run out of the gun. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe they'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Young. Got a man, and he hits him in stride.
Holding offense.
We're all right. Just call the call. We're going to play. Come on now.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Young now. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. Look to throw. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down. Here's Johnny Hacker now as he's on to punt for Carolina. A well-hit ball there. 50 yards on the punt, 3 on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. And now this offense comes back out onto the field.
And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
Jones in trouble here, and down he goes. Brian Burns in there to bury him for a loss of 11.
Defenders are always happy anytime they can sack a quarterback for a loss of 10 or more yards. There's an example there. High fives all around.
Come on, y'all.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. A handoff, Barkley running left. And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now Jones. Got a man, Slayton. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. A real letdown defensively. That was 3rd and a bundle. But they allow the conversion.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far. And never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
Work to do here to avoid falling to 1-1, but this is 1st and 10 right now.
Now, meanwhile, a final play here is incomplete, and that's going to take us to the end of the 3rd quarter of play. 3 quarters in the books. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back now here in East Rutherford. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. It's the Giants with possession of the football but needing points as we start quarter number 4.
And that one complete to Hodgins.
And they're going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Panthers 30. That's good for 28 yards.
Good yardage on the completion there. And when they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. A 1st down carry for Barkley. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Jones.
And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
And this offense on 3rd down today, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6. Forced out to his, and eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield.
Brian Burns picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
Desperation time now. Here's Jones.
And that is caught. He's got it for a giant touchdown.
Darius Slayton, 35 yards. And the Giants are finally on the board here in the fourth quarter.
Gano the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away.
Stevenson elects not to return it. It's a touchback.
Carolina getting set to take the field.
Good finish here. Some things to consider, Charles. Obviously, it's a very close game. You're in the fourth quarter. Defensively, they've got all 3 timeouts in their back pocket.
So the chess match really ramps up, doesn't it? Because in these situations, what do? Do you run the ball and kill the clock here? Or do you try and bury them with another score? And how about defensively? Do you use your timeouts at earliest opportunity? Or wait till you hit the 2-minute warning? So there's a lot going into this one. Let's see how each side goes about their strategy.
The battle in the trenches never more important than right now. This is 3rd and inches. Young. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. They're able to convert with a gain of 4. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game.
So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Now Sanders. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. Got to figure the rush is going to be fierce again as they come up 2nd and 13. Another run here with Sanders. And he'll get this up to about the 40. Now the Giants will use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. And the Giants will go with 6 defensive backs here on 3rd. Here's Young.
Throw left side, going to be caught by Chenault.
And he gets this only to the 44-yard line. Not near enough to keep the drive alive. Here's Johnny Hecker now. He's been terrific so far. And a fair catch called for and made just outside the 15-yard line. So now Jones and the Giants down 14-7. Just over 1:40 to play. Needing to go pretty much the length of the football field as they have it 1st and 10.
To throw is Jones.
He's going to let it fly. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Here's Jones.
Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10.
Jones.
And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Now Jones.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone. So with no timeouts and where the football is on the field, now they're in a really tough spot.
Because a field goal finishes them, right? If they give up 3, it's over, let alone trying to get the ball back. You're exactly right. Very difficult situation. All they can do is go all out when the ball snaps and try and pop it free and get it back for themselves.
Young's going to take a knee here, and that should just about do it. So this one is over. A victory for Carolina. And it was a bit of a strange game. They were held scoreless through the entire second half, but their first half output, that's enough to carry them to victory.
And that's an odd game to watch, isn't it? Because when we saw the output in the first half, you think to yourself, okay, they've got something working here. They know what they're doing. They'll continue that along. But instead, it's goose eggs in the second half. Fortunately, enough of a cushion and enough defense to carry them home.
So for the Panthers, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they'll return home next week to take on the New Orleans Saints. Meanwhile, for the Giants, they'll fall to 1-1, and they will get a home date next week as they will take on the Dallas Cowboys.